When talking about the history of civilization, we have to draw attention to the countless cultures, achievements, and advancements that it took to get here. However, Western history often attributes the origins of civilization to the Greeks and Romans. But what if I told you that the roots of civilization, mathematics, learning, and humanity itself extend far deeper into the African continent? This is the hidden truth that has been overshadowed and overlooked for centuries. Africa, the cradle of humankind, boasts a history that played a pivotal role in shaping not only its own destiny, but also that of Europe. In this exploration of the hidden truth, we will journey from the dawn of humanity to the interconnectedness of African and European civilizations, revealing the contributions of Africa to the development of Europe's civilization and culture. Hey there, amazing viewers. I've got something special just for you. Introducing our exclusive YouTube membership. Support our work by joining today and unlock a world of content that YouTube normally censor and don't want you to see. As a member, you will get access to exclusive videos, personalized shoutouts, and so much more. Don't miss out on the good stuff. Click that join button now and become part of our special community. Also, as a way of supporting our efforts, hit the like button of the video, share, and subscribe to help the channel grow. Your support means a lot to us, the cradle of humankind. Africa's claim as the cradle of humankind is grounded in the field of paleoanthropology, where numerous hominid fossils have been discovered. The most famous of these discoveries is Lucy, the Australopithecus afarensis found in Ethiopia. Lucy's existence dates back approximately 3.2 million years, making her one of the oldest hominid fossils ever found. These discoveries prove that Africa was the birthplace of humanity, the very origin of our species. It is essential to understand that the cradle of humankind is not a single point or place, but rather a vast region encompassing parts of present-day Ethiopia, Kenya, Tanzania, and South Africa. This region has yielded a wealth of evidence about our earliest ancestors, showcasing the gradual development of our species from the hominids that roamed the African savannas. The narrative of African civilization often centers on Egypt, and for good reason. Ancient Egypt, with its pyramids, pharaohs, and advanced architecture, is renowned for its contributions to human history. However, Egypt is just one piece of the puzzle. Africa was home to several other advanced and influential civilizations that predate their European counterparts. Ancient Egypt. Ancient Egypt is arguably the most well-known African civilization, and for good reason. The civilization emerged along the banks of the Nile River, which served as a source of sustenance, transportation, and fertile land for agriculture. This proximity to the Nile allowed the ancient Egyptians to develop an advanced and complex society. The Egyptians are renowned for their monumental architecture, with the pyramids standing as some of the most iconic structures in human history. The construction of these pyramids required not only immense manpower, but also a deep understanding of mathematics, engineering, and astronomy. The precise alignment of the pyramids with celestial bodies, such as the alignment of the Great Pyramid with the North Star, speaks to their astronomical knowledge. In addition to their architectural achievements, the ancient Egyptians developed a sophisticated system of hieroglyphic writing. These intricate symbols and scripts were used for religious texts, monumental inscriptions, and administrative records. Hieroglyphics are a testament to the Egyptians' advanced language and record-keeping abilities. The Egyptians also made significant strides in medicine, with medical papyri detailing various ailments and treatments. They practiced advanced surgery, dentistry, and even had an understanding of various medicinal herbs and substances. Nubia, Kush. Located to the south of Egypt, the Kingdom of Kush, also known as Nubia, was a significant neighboring civilization. The Nile River, which flowed through Nubia, was essential for trade, agriculture, and cultural exchange with Egypt. The Kingdom of Kush thrived from around 2500 BCE to 350 CE. One of the intriguing aspects of Nubian culture is their unique script, Meroitic, which is still not fully deciphered to this day. While not much is known about the specifics of this script, it is clear that it was used for religious inscriptions and other purposes. This underlines the complexity and depth of Nubian civilization. Nubia also constructed impressive pyramids similar to those in Egypt. These structures are a testament to their architectural prowess and cultural connections with Egypt. Nubian pyramids, particularly in the Kingdom of Meroe, have a unique shape compared to the Egyptian pyramids, showcasing their own distinctive style. Furthermore, Nubian culture and art had a profound impact on Egyptian civilization. The Nubian pharaohs of the 25th dynasty ruled over Egypt, leaving their mark on Egyptian culture and art. This period of cultural exchange further emphasizes the interconnectedness of African civilizations. Aksum, situated in present-day Ethiopia, was a civilization of great importance in ancient Africa. It emerged around the 4th century BCE and is particularly renowned for its role in facilitating trade and cultural exchange in the Red Sea and Mediterranean regions. One of the striking features of Aksumite civilization was its system of trade networks. The Aksumites were significant players in connecting the Red Sea to the Mediterranean, making them central figures in the global exchange of goods and ideas. They engaged in trade with regions as far away as India and the Mediterranean, amassing significant wealth through commerce. The civilization also left behind remarkable obelisks, some of which are among the tallest standing in the world. These monolithic structures were intricately carved from single blocks of stone, demonstrating the advanced engineering skills of the Aksumites. The obelisks, often decorated with intricate carvings, served various cultural and religious purposes. Another remarkable aspect of Aksumite civilization is its written script known as Ge'ez. This script was used for religious texts and inscriptions. It is still in use today, particularly in the Ethiopian Orthodox Church, where Ge'ez is used for religious literature and liturgy. Carthage, located in modern-day Tunisia, was a powerful maritime civilization founded by the Phoenicians. While it's known for its famous conflicts with Rome, notably the Punic Wars, it's important to recognize that Carthage was a significant player in the ancient world long before its clashes with Rome. Carthage excelled in shipbuilding and navigation. Their advancements in this field were instrumental in shaping the development of Mediterranean trade. Carthaginian ships plied the Mediterranean and beyond, establishing trade networks and cultural connections with distant lands. The Carthaginians were particularly known for their skill in ship design, including the development of trireme warships. Carthage's influence extended across the Mediterranean, and their trading activities brought various goods and ideas to the city. They engaged in commerce with regions as far away as Spain, Sicily, and North Africa. Carthage's cosmopolitan nature contributed to its cultural richness and intellectual vibrancy. Great Zimbabwe, located in the southeastern region of Africa, rose to prominence between the 11th and 15th centuries. This civilization, characterized by its remarkable stone architecture, is a testament to the architectural and engineering skills of its inhabitants. The Great Enclosure, one of the most iconic structures of Great Zimbabwe, showcases the civilization's prowess in dry stone construction. The precision with which massive stone blocks were fitted together, without the use of mortar, is a testament to their engineering knowledge. The purpose of Great Zimbabwe remains a topic of debate among historians, but it is believed to have been a religious or administrative center. The culture of Great Zimbabwe included sophisticated trade networks, linking the region to the Indian Ocean trade routes. This facilitated the exchange of goods and ideas, further connecting African civilizations to the broader world. The interconnectedness of these African civilizations is a crucial theme. While they developed independently, they also engaged in trade, cultural exchange, and even conflicts with one another. The trade routes across the African continent, including the trans-Saharan trade routes, facilitated the exchange of goods and knowledge. This interconnectedness is not limited to Africa alone. These African civilizations also played a significant role in shaping the broader narrative of human history. The trade networks that extended from Africa to regions such as the Mediterranean, India, and beyond contributed to the global exchange of goods and ideas. These African civilizations were centers of trade, culture, and learning. They were creating their own systems of governance, religion, and intellectual pursuits long before the rise of Greco-Roman civilization in Europe. It's essential to recognize the interconnectedness of these African civilizations and their role in shaping the African and, by extension, the European narrative. The trans-Saharan trade routes. Trade was a crucial element of the African story and had far-reaching consequences for Europe. The trans-Saharan trade routes linked North and West Africa, facilitating the exchange of goods, ideas, and technologies. This trade was instrumental in shaping the future of Europe, and it was Africa that played a significant role in these exchanges. Camels, known as ships of the desert, became essential for traversing the arid Sahara. Caravans of camels carried goods such as gold, salt, textiles, and precious metals. The salt mines of the Sahara in particular were vital for preserving food and sustaining life, making them highly sought after. The wealth generated from the trans-Saharan trade bolstered West African civilizations such as Ghana, Mali, and Songhai. Europe, on the other hand, greatly benefited from this trade. The influx of African gold in particular played a crucial role in funding the Renaissance and the exploration of the New World. It allowed Europe to finance expeditions, patronize artists and scholars, and ultimately fund the voyages of Christopher Columbus, who sought a westward route to Asia, but ended up discovering the Americas. The riches of the trans-Saharan trade provided the necessary capital for Europe to begin its transformation into the global powerhouse we know today. The influence of African knowledge in Europe. The trans-Saharan trade was not just about material goods, but also the exchange of knowledge. It was during this time that Europe received a significant intellectual influx from Africa. Scholars and thinkers from North Africa brought with them ancient knowledge, scientific discoveries, and philosophical ideas that had been preserved and developed for centuries. The House of Wisdom and Translations. During the Islamic Golden Age, the House of Wisdom in Baghdad was a hub of intellectual activity. This institution played a central role in collecting, translating, and preserving knowledge from various cultures, including the Greek, Indian, Persian, and African. The scholars who worked in the House of Wisdom played an instrumental role in transmitting this knowledge to Europe. Al-Kindi, known as the philosopher of the Arabs, was one of the most influential thinkers in the House of Wisdom. He played a crucial role in translating Greek philosophical and scientific texts into Arabic. His works included subjects ranging from mathematics and astronomy to medicine and metaphysics. There was also Al-Farabi, another prominent scholar at the House of Wisdom, focused on areas such as philosophy, political science, and music. He synthesized Greek and Hellenistic ideas with Islamic thought and helped preserve and transmit this amalgamation of knowledge to Europe. Finally, you have Ibn Sina. Ibn Sina, widely known as Avicenna in the West, is celebrated for his monumental work, The Canon of Medicine. This comprehensive medical encyclopedia became a standard textbook in European universities for centuries. Avicenna's contributions to medicine, pharmacology, and his understanding of the circulatory system greatly enriched European medical knowledge. Al-Andalus and the cultural exchange. Muslim-ruled Spain, known as Al-Andalus, was a vibrant center of learning and culture during the Middle Ages. The coexistence of scholars from diverse backgrounds, including Africans, Jews, and Christians, led to a rich exchange of ideas and the development of various fields of study. Al-Andalus was instrumental in the preservation and development of scientific disciplines such as astronomy and mathematics. Scholars in Al-Andalus contributed to advances in algebra and trigonometry. Their work laid the groundwork for the subsequent European development of these mathematical fields. The medical knowledge of Al-Andalus was of particular significance. The contributions of scholars like Ibn Zur and Ibn Rushd, Averroes, not only preserved Greek and Roman medical texts, but also expanded upon them. Averroes, known for his commentaries on Aristotle's works, had a profound impact on European philosophy and the reconciliation of faith and reason. The libraries of Cordoba and Toledo in Al-Andalus were critical in preserving and transmitting classical knowledge to Europe. They housed an impressive collection of books and manuscripts, many of which were translations of Greek, Roman, and African texts. These libraries served as centers of learning and played a crucial role in the cultural exchange between different regions and religious communities. African scholars in Europe. African scholars like Avicenna, Ibn Sina, and Averroes, Ibn Rushd, played a direct and influential role in the intellectual growth of Europe. Avicenna's The Canon of Medicine became a foundational medical textbook in European universities, guiding the education of generations of medical practitioners. His work in fields such as anatomy, physiology, and pharmacology contributed to the advancement of medical knowledge in Europe. While Averroes's commentaries on Aristotle's works were widely read and respected in Europe, his interpretations of Aristotle's philosophy, particularly on the relationship between reason and faith, had a profound impact on European scholasticism. They played a crucial role in the development of Christian theology and philosophy. The impact on the Renaissance. The transmission of knowledge from Africa, as well as other parts of the Islamic world, significantly contributed to the European Renaissance. The revival of classical learning during this period, driven by the translations and reinterpretations of ancient texts, marked a turning point in European history. The Renaissance was characterized by a renewed interest in classical learning, humanism, and the arts. The study of ancient Greek and Roman texts was central to this cultural revival. The translations and commentaries by scholars from the Islamic world and Al-Andalus helped European scholars gain access to these valuable sources. The African and Islamic contributions to science and medicine, particularly through works like Avicenna's The Canon of Medicine and advancements in astronomy, laid the foundation for the scientific advancements of the Renaissance. European thinkers built upon this knowledge, leading to breakthroughs in various scientific fields. Also, the cultural exchange that occurred during this period, driven by the transmission of knowledge, enriched European society. It fostered diversity, promoted intellectual growth, and contributed to the development of a more cosmopolitan European identity. The exchange of knowledge from Africa and the Islamic world significantly influenced the European Renaissance. This intellectual cross-pollination, marked by the translation and reinterpretation of ancient texts, helped set the stage for the profound cultural and intellectual developments that unfolded during this transformative period. The advancements that followed, ultimately leading to the Enlightenment and the modern world as we know it, the Renaissance and beyond. The European Renaissance, which began in the 14th century, is often celebrated as a period of profound cultural and intellectual revival. The rebirth of classical learning, combined with the influx of knowledge from the Islamic world and Africa, set the stage for a new era of enlightenment and progress. African influence on Renaissance art. One of the most apparent impacts of this period was in the realm of art. The Renaissance saw a departure from the rigid medieval artistic conventions, and artists began to incorporate a more naturalistic style. Notably, many of the pigments used in Renaissance art were derived from North Africa, such as the rich blues and vibrant reds that came from sources like lapis lazuli and madder root. In addition to the materials, African motifs and themes started to appear in European art. African masks, sculptures, and textiles served as inspiration for Renaissance artists, contributing to the development of a more diverse and culturally rich artistic landscape. The famous works of Sandro Botticelli and Leonardo da Vinci, influenced by African and Islamic art, exemplify this cultural exchange. These influences contributed to the development of a more diverse and culturally rich artistic landscape. African aesthetics brought new life to European art, breaking away from the rigid medieval conventions and paving the way for more naturalistic depictions, science, and medicine. The African influence was not limited to the arts. Scientific and medical advancements also bore the marks of African and Islamic knowledge. Avicenna, a Persian polymath of the Islamic Golden Age, had a profound impact on European medicine. His magnum opus, The Canon of Medicine, was used as a standard medical textbook in European universities for centuries. Avicenna's work covered various aspects of medicine, from anatomy and physiology to pharmacology and treatment methods. His contributions to the understanding of the circulatory system were invaluable to the development of Western medicine. African and Islamic scholars made significant contributions to the field of astronomy, which had a direct impact on European navigation during the Age of Discovery. Scholars like al-Battani and al-Farghani made important advances in understanding the movements of celestial bodies. This knowledge was crucial for European navigators who set out on voyages of exploration. The ability to accurately navigate by the stars was essential for long and treacherous journeys across the oceans. Navigational techniques. In addition to celestial navigation, the use of specific instruments for navigation also had its origins in African and Arab knowledge. Two such instruments, the quadrant and the astrolabe, played a vital role in the accurate mapping of the world and enabling European exploration. The quadrant, an instrument used to measure the altitude of celestial bodies, had its roots in Islamic astronomy. It was initially developed by Islamic scholars and was later adopted by European navigators. The quadrant allowed sailors to determine their latitude and position at sea accurately. The astrolabe, an instrument used to measure the altitude of celestial objects and to solve problems related to time and the position of the stars, was another key navigational tool. Its use in Europe was greatly influenced by Islamic and African scholarship. Astrolabes were integral to the understanding of celestial movements and the accurate plotting of courses. African impact on philosophy and ethics. The influence of African and Islamic scholars on European philosophy cannot be overstated. Averroes, the Latinized name for the Muslim philosopher Ibn Rushd, played a pivotal role in shaping European thought. His commentaries on Aristotle's works were widely read and respected across Europe. Averroes' interpretations of Aristotle's philosophy, particularly on the relationship between reason and faith, had a profound impact on European scholasticism. In an age when the Church held considerable influence over intellectual discourse, Averroes' ideas challenged conventional thinking and played a role in the reconciliation of faith and reason. This laid the foundation for the development of modern Western philosophy. Averroes' influence extended to ethics and the concept of virtue. His ideas, intertwined with those of Aristotle, shaped European discussions on morality and the role of reason in ethical decision-making. His works, including The Incoherence of the Incoherents, contributed to the development of moral philosophy in Europe. As you can see, the African and Islamic contributions to the European Renaissance encompassed a wide range of disciplines, from art to science, medicine, navigation, philosophy, and ethics. This intellectual exchange helped fuel the Renaissance, which in turn laid the groundwork for the subsequent Enlightenment and the modern world, colonialism, and the exploitation of African knowledge. As Europe's influence grew, a darker chapter of history began to unfold. The European colonial expansion into Africa, which started in the 15th century, was driven by the pursuit of resources and wealth. This exploitation had severe consequences for the African continent, including the loss of its intellectual and cultural heritage. European colonial powers plundered African cultural artifacts, stripping the continent of its history and art. Many priceless objects, including sculptures, manuscripts, and archaeological findings, were taken to European museums and private collections. The Benin bronzes, for instance, remain a poignant example of the cultural theft that occurred during this period. The imposition of colonial rule often led to the suppression of indigenous knowledge and traditions. European powers, driven by a sense of superiority, systematically dismantled and undermined the social and educational systems of African societies. This had a profound and lasting impact on African intellectual and cultural development. The process of colonization disrupted the continuity of African knowledge and cultural traditions. Many valuable oral traditions, stories, and wisdom were lost, as generations were forcibly removed from their heritage. The scars of this historical injustice still affect African nations today. Modern Africa and its resurgence. Despite the challenges and injustices that colonialism brought to Africa, the continent is experiencing a resurgence in the 21st century. As African nations gain independence and exert their cultural and intellectual influence on the world stage, the contributions of Africa to global civilization are being celebrated and acknowledged more than ever before. In the early to mid-20th century, the Pan-African movement emerged as a powerful force, advocating for the recognition of African contributions to world civilization. Figures like Kwame Nkrumah, Jomo Kenyatta, and Nnamdi Azikiwe played pivotal roles in promoting a sense of African identity and unity, as well as celebrating the continent's rich cultural heritage. African art and literature have gained international acclaim and prominence. Authors like Chinua Achebe, Wole Soyinka, and Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie have garnered global recognition for their literary achievements. African art, from traditional sculptures to contemporary paintings, has found its place in prestigious galleries and exhibitions around the world. African philosophers and scholars are making significant contributions to global academia. Thinkers like Kwame Anthony Appiah and Akili Mbembe have made notable contributions to philosophy, cultural studies, and post-colonial theory. African universities are rising in prominence, fostering the development of indigenous knowledge and critical scholarship. The African diaspora, which includes millions of people living outside the continent, has played a vital role in preserving and promoting African culture and knowledge. African American and Afro-Caribbean communities have made substantial contributions to literature, music, and civil rights movements, spreading awareness of Africa's rich heritage. The hidden truth of Africa's profound impact on the development of European civilization is a testament to the interconnectedness of human history. From the cradle of humankind to the exchange of knowledge and ideas during the trans-Saharan trade and the Renaissance, Africa's contributions have been foundational to the progress of the modern world. Acknowledging this history is not just an act of historical revisionism, it is an essential step in rectifying the historical injustices perpetrated during the era of colonialism. It is also a call to celebrate and support the ongoing resurgence of Africa's cultural, intellectual, and economic contributions on the global stage. As we navigate the complexities of our shared human history, it is crucial to recognize the contributions of all cultures and civilizations. In doing so, we honor the richness of our collective heritage and move toward a more inclusive and equitable future, where every culture's contributions are celebrated and acknowledged. Africa's role in the development of Europe is an integral part of that story, and it deserves its rightful place in the annals of history. This brings us to the end of this video. Tell us what you think in the comment section, as we are always interested in your thoughts. As always, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to our channel, and share our videos to let more people know the truth about blacks and to hear their own part of the narratives. Thanks for watching.